If you're someone who is curious about whether or not a pump is for you, this video is going to help give you a little bit of pros and cons on these two breast pumps. So thank you for checking out my channel. I really appreciate you guys checking me out. Today I am going to do a review on these two breast pumps. One breast pump I've had for maybe 5 or 6 years that I've used extensively, and the other breast pump is a new breast pump that I'm currently using at the moment. And I'm going to give you the pros and cons and my opinion about which one I think is better in order to help you make the best decision for you and your baby. Yeah, so if you're new to this channel, my name is Eimaj. I am a wife and a mother of 4 beautiful boys. And I am 2 weeks postpartum on my 4th C-section with baby boy number 4. And so we're just starting to get back to normal and get ourselves on a routine together. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to share my experience about these breast pumps with you guys. If you are not new to my channel, I want to say thank you for coming back and being a returning viewer. I really do appreciate your support. Yeah, so let's get right on into this video and talk about these breast pumps. The purpose of the pump really is you want to be able to store milk. So if you're somebody like me who works, or you know that you can't be home with your baby all the time, some women also like to sell their breast milk. What you want to do is you want to get yourself a pump, because as much milk as you get out of your breast, the more milk you get out of your breast, the more milk your breast will produce. So if you have a newborn baby who's only taking 2 ounces per feeding, then that's all your breast is going to say. Okay, well, she's got one regular baby and they don't eat that much, and so your breast is going to start to produce less milk. By the time your baby gets ready to start taking in more milk, now it's going to be a little bit harder for your breast to produce milk. Some women have that problem. Some women have a problem producing milk from the very beginning. Okay, but which I will say, if you have a problem producing milk, I would tell you to get yourself some mother milk tea. I would say get yourself some fenugreek. I've always used the fenugreek capsules. You can find them at Whole Foods. You can order them offline on Amazon. Those I feel like are the absolute best. Whenever I hear somebody's having a problem producing breast milk, I always say use this fenugreek pills. It was recommended to me by a good friend of mine, and I recommend it to anyone else. It will get your milk coming like this, but you want to be able to take the milk, as much milk as possible, out of your breast. And you want to be able to store it in your deep freezer, because in the deep freezer it lasts for about 6 months, I believe, in the deep freezer. And that's what you really want to do, because then when your milk starts dropping, or when you can't be with your baby right away, you have milk that your baby can still, breast milk that your baby can still drink, even when you're not around, to put them to your actual breast. The first one that I have is the Medela. It's the Medela in Style. Now, this pump was actually given to me maybe like 5 or 6 years ago from a really good friend of mine. And so I had the motor, but I had to replace all of the parts that went with it. So I had to buy the tubes. I had to buy the breast shields, and I had to buy the bottles to catch the milk. And all of this stuff, I actually also had to buy the cords to plug it in to the wall. I had to buy this as well. And all of these things I got off of Amazon, okay? So they probably cost me about $100 just to replace them. Cost me about $70 or $80. The good thing about this breast pump is that you can actually get this through your insurance. If you have insurance that is not like state approved, so like say like a Medicaid or something, if you have a private insurance that you pay for, you just have to call them and ask them what breast pumps that they cover. Usually Medela is one of the ones that they cover and they send you for free with everything that goes with it. This is a really good pump for a starter pump. It's not very loud. The motor itself is not very loud. It's very soft, and it has here a nozzle where you can turn it higher and lower. And so I would have to say this is very easy to use straight out the box. It makes sense. It's like an idiot would be able to work it. All it is plug in everything. You plug in the power cord here, plug the power cord into the wall, connect the tubings, and put it to your breasts and turn it on. And like I said, it was gifted to me 6 years ago, so the motor lasts long. Okay, the motor is still working. It still has the same pump effect as it did 6 years ago. So that's a good thing. And it can be free if it's through your insurance. So I absolutely love that fact. If you get this gifted to you from someone, say you have a friend or a sister who is able to gift you this, if they've used the parts, you're going to need to buy new parts. They are for a single person use, and that's only because of certain bacteria and microbials that you have to worry about, getting into the tubing and getting into, like, there's certain parts in the shields that you can't really wash. And so it's recommended that you use it only for one person. It's not like, multiple people can use this. So if you're getting it gifted from someone, you're going to want to go on Amazon and buy yourself, at least you're going to want to buy new tubes, and you're going to want to buy new breast shields. So if you have to buy new breast shields, you want to pay attention to the size. So on Amazon, they give you different sizes. Like this one was a 24 millimeter. You can get a 26, you can get a 28. So you want to also pay attention to that. So what that has to do with is that's the size here of the shield and how much is going to go around your nipple. So as you can see, this is a 24. It's not really big, but it still does a job. It's all about your comfort level. So I would probably say if you're new to it and you have to replace them, I would probably say start out at a 24 or a 26. And then if you need to adjust it, you can adjust it. So those are the pros that I have for the Medela InStyle Advanced, okay? So that's the pros. The cons that I would have to say for this system is that it's not very comfortable when you are pumping, okay? As you can see, this is like a hard plastic. And I'm gonna be honest, I've probably used it almost all the way to the max in order to really feel like I get all of my milk taken out of my breasts. And I have to say that once I tried this one and I tried that on my nipple, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been killing my nipple for so long using. So that is one con I can definitely say, is the breast shield is not very nipple friendly. So the next one that I have to say, and this is the one that I'm currently using, this one is the Dr. Brown's. And this one was also bought for me. This was also gifted to me. And this was also bought on Amazon. Now, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing that I like about it, that I thought was absolutely perfect, was the fact that it comes with these two holders on the side. So as you can notice, this one doesn't come with that, and therefore these tend to fall, okay, when they don't have any milk in them. And God forbid you have children like me who love to jump on you, it'll fall over with milk in it and make a big mess, and now you've just lost precious breast milk. Okay, and believe me, when you lose breast milk, it's devastating, okay, because you just taking the time to pump all that milk out your breast, and then to just lose it. And this can come on and off. See, it actually it's something that you have to attach to it, and which makes it really good to clean. You see, with this thing doesn't come out of here. I've never even, I mean, it does it? I never even tried to take it out of here. I don't even think it can come out. So it can't really be cleaned. So if breast milk gets spilled on it, you have to wipe this out. And I mean, and this is not so hard to wipe down, but still, you know, this whole thing can be wiped down with a wet rag. And I love that. So I love the fact that it comes with 3 different storage compartments. You have two spots on both sides for the bottles, and then you have a little compartment right here in the inside where you can keep other stuff. So like, let's say if I don't want to double pump and I just want a single pump, I would just take this hose and I would just tie it up and I would stick it in here and keep it in this compartment until I'm ready to use it, you know, next time. But so that's one of the pros. Pros is I love the fact that after I'm finished pumping, I can just put my bottle right here and it's not gonna knock over. Okay, because this is actually pretty heavy. My kids can bump into me and they're not really gonna knock this whole thing over. So I like that. Another one of the pros is I love the breast shields. As you can see, this breast shield is like a silicone. It's a silicone. Okay, some people don't like that. Some people find that they want something like this that's hard, that can actually suck onto the nipple. So with this is not going to suck onto the nipple and hold. Okay, you have to hold this in place. You have to have like one of those pump bras or something in order to keep it in place. But I have to say, this feels so much better on my nipple than this does, and I absolutely love that. One of the cons I can say about this is that if you're someone who doesn't like to read, if you're not going to read the instructions, you're not going to understand how to do it. And you can see here, this looks like a whole production. Look at this. It looks like a whole production here. Like, what's going on this screen here, right? And if you're not into reading, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. Like, I see the power button, but it's other buttons, and what's these other buttons for? Okay, so, but once you read the directions, you'll see that it's actually quite simple. And so I'm gonna show you really quickly how to do it. So with this one, right, the first thing you do is you turn it on, okay? And what it is here is, I don't really know what the 63 is for, so we're gonna move on. I don't know what that is. But here, this is showing you like it's, what it does at first is it does this kind of like this little pump until you let down, until your milk lets down. Just like this little quick little pump. And L is like let down vacuum. And you can go to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 5. You can go from a 1 to a 5 in this. And this is where you want to start. You want to start on whatever feels good. I start at 3 because I think 3 feels pretty good for me. And it gives you this suction until your milk lets down. So when you're here, when you put the on button, you want to hit play. Okay, now I don't know if you can hear that. But it's suctioning now. You can see they're moving. It's suctioning, okay? And you would stay in this mode. It has a timer. And you would stay in this mode until your milk lets down. Once your milk lets down and you start feeling this tingling in your breast, and you can see the milk is coming and it's flowing, that's when you actually push this button right here that looks like a raindrop. You push that. And then now you're going into more of a longer suction. So at first it's like this quick pump suction just to get your milk to let down. And then after that, it's a longer suction where it's really pulling the milk out, you know? And so that's what that is. And then you can change the level on that too. So that can go from a 1, I believe a 1 to a 7. A 1 to a, to a 12. And 12 is like really hard. I don't think anybody should ever use 12, because if you can hear that, that's pretty loud. And I can feel it, like I can really feel the suction holding this machine. So I don't think anybody should ever need a 12. Okay, I can't imagine what breasts would need a 12 suction. Like, that's ridiculous. I usually use it on like a 4. Okay, on a 3 or a 4. And that's pretty much it. And then you can adjust, okay, so this, I'm not really for sure what the cycle is. I have to look and see. But you can adjust the cycles up and down as well. Oh, okay, so that's how long it holds it. So if you have it up, like at a 46 where mine was, it's not holding it as longer. It's this pulling that it's doing a little bit more quickly. When you slow it down, that suction is taking a little bit longer. Where if it's sped up, it's a faster suction. Okay? And that's pretty much it. You can pause it if you need to. Okay? And then no matter where, like, when you turn it off, you're always going to start back at the same, like your settings are still in there. Unless you change it, the settings that you use from your previous pump are still going to be programmed in here once you turn it off and turn it back on. So that's also a good thing. Okay? With this one, so you can hear the difference in the sound of the modem. Okay? So that is just, so if you can hear that, like, okay, so that's just me, that's the minimum, and this is going higher, higher, higher. Okay, now I'm here, I'm kind of like all the way to the end here. Okay, so it's doing, this is going to do the same thing that this did. At first it's going to give you that quick pump until your milk lets down. Once it does this for about 2 minutes, then it changes to a slow pump. It's just that this does it automatically and this does it manually whenever you're ready. So that's also a good thing. You have a little bit more control over the Dr. Brown's versus this one. Also, another one of the cons for this pump is that it has a lot of parts. And if you're missing any parts, then the pump will not work. Okay? The Medela is just the bottle, and it's the breast shield, and you hook it to the tube, turn it on, and it works. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This has a little bit more parts to it. So you have the bottle here, okay? Then you have this little piece inside, which comes out, and it'll need to be cleaned, okay? So you have that. Then we have our shield, okay? And then there's this piece right here, which you screw off, and then there's another one in the inside. So altogether, there's a total of 2, 4, 6 pieces, including the bottle. 6 pieces in order for this pump to work. And when you put this together, you connect it to the tube, and then you have your breast pump. All right, so So there are the pros and the cons, and you take whatever you need and make the decision that's the best for you. My choice is the Dr. Brown. I am sticking with Dr. Brown. I like the way that I can control the settings, that I can determine when I'm ready to, you know, adjust the speed, all those kinds of things. I think that really matters to me. It matters that my breasts don't have to be torn apart in order to breastfeed. I think that it's very hard just trying to breastfeed a baby, and then it's double hard to then try to also pump with something that's tearing up your nipple when the baby's already tearing up your nipple. So I like the fact that I can control the settings. I like the fact that there's the silicone shields for my nipples. I like the fact that it has the placement for the bottles on the side. I think those things for me are what gives this the better option, the better choice. I say money-wise, they probably cost about the same if you're not getting it through your insurance. If you're getting this through your insurance, then this is free, and that's perfect. Free is always better if that's what, you know, if that's all you can afford, get what you can afford. But if you have to buy the parts off of Amazon, then I would say that they're roughly about the same. I probably spent about $80, anywhere between $70 to $100 on the parts, replacing the parts. Whereas this whole system right here on Amazon was, I believe, about $118 plus tax. So it's not that much of a price difference. And if you can get your breast pump before you deliver, take this breast pump with you to the delivery room, because you're going to want to pump as soon after you have that baby. That's how you're going to produce the most milk, okay, when you start getting that milk coming ASAP. And if you're having trouble, try the fenugreek, which you can get at Whole Foods. You can also find on Amazon. All right, so there you go. All right, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that it had some things in there that made it helpful for you. If you find value in this video, so please hit the like button, and you can also subscribe if you would like. I would appreciate that as well. And yeah. All right, bye guys.